Okay, clock times. I gotta make this quick. Got another meeting, 8 minutes. So, Golden Greed. The clock times that are featured on the show are obviously 12 o'clock something, 1 o'clock something, 4 o'clock something, 5 o'clock something, 6 o'clock something. When the clock goes slightly past 6 o'clock south, he gets up and he moves it all the way back to the east. So all of the clock times from 12 to 6 hours are east. When the minutes exceed 6 or 30, there is an immediate change or intervention where it gets back over to the east side. In Conquistador Challenge, they break curfew. They get back at 7:39. I think the easy assumption is that 7 o'clock was curfew, but curfew is not for them darkness or like just when they need to go home or go to bed or whatnot. Curfew for them is dinner. He talks about that in one of the, I think the Peak Pursuit. Yeah, I think so. But he talks about how it's a non-negotiable rule, have to be back for dinner. And then in that story, they talk about missing dinner. So for me, that is telling me that the time was supposed to be 6. So they have gone past curfew and are not supposed to be on the west side. And they're supposed to have stopped or been home by the time that the sun shifted from the east to the west, maybe? I don't know exactly what the takeaway is, but the point is that they were supposed to be home by the time things ended on the east side. Then you can bring up the Posey on the road, where he mentions 10 o'clock, so there's a violation, except he talks about leaving at 10 o'clock, but they don't actually arrive in Alamogordo to his grandma's open arms until 4. 4 again. Interesting that 4:19 is a bit uncanny. The 4:20 was on the clock time on the podcast the other day. When the only time that he intervenes, he moves the clock time to 4 something. There's a lot of connections there, I feel like. So 10 p.m. becomes 4 a.m. and then 7:39 was supposed to be 6 p.m. And then he talks twice about with Tucker 3 a.m. And then I think he talks about the humming lights in the office at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I know that he mentions both 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. I think he mentions one of them twice. And then he obviously mentions midnight street races, midnight menace. I mean, there's a lot of midnight connections. And so all of these things are from 12 to 6. And when it went past a little bit 6 to 6 something or 7 or 10, it was always either not intended to go that far or pushed to go back to the east side. So essentially, once you get to final destinations, everything is on the east. There is nothing on the west. And then if you go back to like Mom's house, what's the difference between Seguro National Monument and Seguro National Park East? And the answer would be they added the east side. So there's another east reference. And, oh, by the way, he only says the word east directly one time in the book. One time. North, south, west. He talks about more than a dozen times each. So the fact that he only says it one time feels like he intentionally avoided the word, except for the very first paragraph of the very first chapter. So let's take it a step further. Forrest Fenn, his hunt obviously involved West Yellowstone, 9 Mile Hole, this sacred place. And if he is completing the journey, then he's connecting them. And where one hunt ends, another begins, which almost makes it like an infinity sign or like an 8, where things are picking up where one left off, but then ending where one picked up, maybe, something like that. I don't know what that means, but I feel like his hunt is going to be east to where Forrest Fens was west. I don't know if that helps, but that's what I think. And yes, thank you, and goodbye.